Alrighty, welcome everyone to the Hour of Code, our 2019 Hour of Code with CodeMonkey. We thank you for joining us. I know we have some people from kind of all over, Mountain Time and East Coaster. Hi, Michael, how's it going? And some of our other attendees. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of get started, and we're going to start off with introducing the team. So I always like to start off with knowing who we are, just so if you guys have any questions or kind of want to know anything. My name is Lena Saleh, and I'm the Professional Development Manager here at CodeMonkey. I'm a former teacher. I taught in the classroom for just about around 10 years and spent some time in my, even when I was in high school, going into the classroom and kind of learning from there. I've been with CodeMonkey for about 2 years now, help leading the professional development. You can reach me here via email, or you can reach out to me on Twitter at Lena@CodeMonkey.
Hey everyone, as you can see there, my name is Mark Dozier. I am the part of the customer success team at CodeMonkey. I've been in that role for about the past 4 months. It's an awesome team. Basically, my role here is to help you with any questions throughout the school year, whether it's based on the platform or the setup or anything in that realm. Prior to joining CodeMonkey, I was also a teacher myself for about 16 years. And I do remember this Hour of Code week being the most exciting time. So if you're new to this, I would add, your kids are gonna love it. And for those of you that have done this before, just remember you can always use this as a way to sort of rekindle that fire when it comes to coding. So thanks, Lena.
Thanks, Mark.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brett Eskelson. I'm the VP of Sales here at CodeMonkey. And so my main role is to help schools and teachers learn about CodeMonkey, find out how they can implement it in their classrooms to help students, and ultimately just make the teachers' lives easier with one less thing on their plate by utilizing CodeMonkey. And so I've been in ed tech for quite a while, working with several different companies, and ultimately I'm very passionate about bringing technology to the classroom to make things easier on teachers and then allow students better ways to learn.
Thanks, Brett.
Hey everybody, I'm Jay Bloodworth. I'm the curriculum developer here at CodeMonkey. Like most people, I have a background in teaching. I taught math for 20 years, although my degree is actually computer science. And so now I'm writing computer science curriculum here at CodeMonkey. So I'm mostly behind the scenes, but I may poke my head into some of these webinars now and then to contribute what I can. I want to really echo what Mark said. When I was in the classroom, Hour of Code and Computer Science Education Week was my favorite time of the year. So I think your students are going to enjoy it. Let them enjoy it and enjoy it yourself. It's a good time.
Awesome. Well, that's our team. So we want to just thank you again for joining us for our 2019 Hour of Code webinar. We know that there is a vast majority of choices that you have for Hour of Code week. And I share the sentiment with the rest of our team that was always my favorite time. And I even started doing Hour of Code week back in 2012, even before it was officially the code.org adoption of Hour of Code. But if you have any questions during today's session, please send them in the Q&A or in the chat box along the side. Also, please tweet at us using hashtag CodeMonkey. You'll see it along the bottom of everything. And then always remember to write code, catch bananas, and save the world. And I will tell you that after today's webinar, there will be a survey that will pop up at the end, and it will be your professional development certificate for today. So thank you. So you can follow us here on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or follow us along on our blog. So today's webinar objectives are to discuss CodeMonkey's story, what is the Hour of Code, where to find us, some of the courses that we offer, and then setting up for the Hour of Code, the requirements, and kind of going through all of that kind of stuff, and then exploring the courses. And then we always leave time for you at the end for Q&A. There is nothing more powerful than your questions. So if you have any during this time, please ask it, and we'll do our best to answer you. So we always like to start off talking about what CodeMonkey is. and kind of the story behind CodeMonkey. Oops, excuse me. So CodeMonkey was founded in 2014. There's actually they're two brothers and their best friend. They founded CodeMonkey after they went in and they were volunteering their time working with students and found that students just really didn't love learning the traditional coding. I mean, so when they started to animate it and bring CodeMonkey, and they found that students just loved the coding concepts much more when it was gamified and fun, and who doesn't love our monkey? So that's kind of how CodeMonkey was born. So today CodeMonkey is a very fun and engaging, and we program in a few different languages now, and our company has been growing. So we're happy to have you alongside us. So what really makes CodeMonkey different than other programs or platforms kind of that you use? CodeMonkey is intuitive. It's very gamified, even from the very beginning. It's very user-friendly. And really, we're designed to put you, the teacher, in the driver's seat. So really giving you the tools that you need to really become successful when teaching with CodeMonkey. And it's also very easy to roll out. All right, so what is the Hour of Code? Obviously, Hour of Code's been around for quite some time, and it's just growing every single year, and the course availability options are just growing. But Hour of Code is really not designed to be a computer science course. It's not designed to teach the students the full fundamentals. They're not coming in the Hour of Code week and walking out being developers ready for Google. It's really just designed to give students the opportunity to get basically a taste of what computer science is. Kind of like the first time you try ice cream, it's so delicious you can't stop and you keep going back for more. And so that's really what what the Hour of Code week is really for. Obviously, you know that the landscape of the job market scene for students is vastly changing. It's very different from when I was a kid, when really we only knew about a few different opportunities, and we know that half the jobs that our students will have access to aren't even invented yet. But there are about 500,000 openings throughout the country for computer jobs. I live here in Austin, and the tech scene every single day you see is growing. More companies are bringing their companies actually to the city landscape, and that means there's more jobs for students and more opportunity for them. So it's just and I believe it's a very timeless skill set. So we offer many different courses for Hour of Code Week. Our newest one is CodeMonkey Jr. It is app-based, so just kind of keep that in mind. We have our Coding Adventure, our Dota Does Math course, Game Builder, and our brand new Banana Tales Python course, our Trivia Chatbot, which is also Python, and then our Moonlander course. So I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of where those are and kind of what they are. But first, let's discuss how do we even find these Hour of Code courses. For Hour of Code, you don't need a student login. You don't have to have a subscription. It's just really a place for you to try out CodeMonkey with your students. So how do you even get there? You can find us on the code.org webpage. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but code.org used to be code.org/learn. And now there's actually an Hour of Code page. So I'll kind of show you where that is here in just a moment. But when you get there to the course, you select the activities and you just select the Created by CodeMonkey Studios. And then there is a beginner and a comfortable, and that's with all of the course options that are available. Not only that, but we do have a specific page for CodeMonkey to find us. So you can go to codemonkey.com/Hour of Code. And that's how you get there. But let me just show you a little bit how you get there. So here I am on the Hour of Code page. You can see it says hourofcode.com, which is great. You can click on activities, and then you can select the Created By section. And so when you select Created By, we click on CodeMonkey Studios, we can see our courses that are available. Like I said, CodeMonkey Jr. is great. The pre-readers love it, but it is an app. It is an app, so just kind of keeping that in mind. And then our Banana Tales is beginner. I would suggest it mostly for the later grades, but why not have them try it during this time? And then Coding Adventure, and then, like I said, in the comfortable section are our other courses. Either that, or you can go to the CodeMonkey Hour of Code course page, and you'll see the different courses here, as well as suggested ages. So just something to kind of keep in mind. So how do the courses work, and where should I use them with my students? Well, CodeMonkey Jr. is really designed for that pre-K, early reader, up to like first grade age. The Does math courses kind of works through the distances, angle measurement, and multiplication. So that's really meant for our 2nd through 5th graders, as well as the Coding Adventure course. Both Does math and Coding Adventure are in a language called CoffeeScript, and CoffeeScript is a real recognized language, but it is a shorter version of JavaScript and Python without all the heavy syntax. Our Banana Tails course, it says 2nd through 8th grade here. I would suggest using it with like a little bit of the older grades unless you feel like they're super confident in the Python, but why not try it? And then the Game Builder course, where they work through the game mechanics, working through a Super Mario style game. And then our trivia chatbot is full Python, working through a game. Basically, it's a game of Hangman, which we don't call it Hangman anymore. We call it Snowman. So it's building that trivia game out. And then Moonlander is a physics-based course. It's really great even for like the high schoolers. The monkey you learn how to land a Moonlander on the launching pad, working with thrust and really interworking the a lot of sciencey topics throughout there. So before we get into the courses, what should I prepare for the hour of code? So I think of myself always thinking like I'm always very prepared for the situation. I think about I'm just working one-to-one and my students are super calm. But actually what happens during the hour of code week, as you know, oftentimes the websites crash, or, I may not have everything prepped the way that I thought I would have everything prepped. And I often feel like I'm fighting off dinosaurs like you are here, like this picture here on the bottom. So it's really great and highly suggested. And I learned this the hard way myself the first year when I launched it with 500 kids, and I thought, oh, this is just going to work seamlessly. The website went down, like all kinds of things happened. So it's always good to make sure that you're testing out the specs before you are launching it. You just really want a seamless transition. You also want the kids to have as much time possible coding to really get that excitement for them. So just something to kind of keep in mind. With all of our hour of code courses, we do have teacher notes. So when you select a course, any of our courses here, we do have the teacher notes. And when you go to the teacher notes, you just kind of scroll down here to the bottom, you can access the notes. Just keep in mind, all of our courses are also standards aligned to CSTA and several other alignments. So you can check that out too if that's something that's necessary for you. Within the teacher notes are the specs, so it tells you the suggested ages, if it's web-based, if you need to install anything. All the courses except for CodeMonkey Jr. do not need to do like any kind of installation or anything like that. We highly suggest to do headphones because there's some fun sounds and things like that. And then just always making sure that it does work with your most updated version of your web browser. So that's always an important thing. I know that sometimes seems like it's easy to do. And then it will tell you kind of a little bit about it, like how long it is, how many levels, what kinds of things, what can you kind of expect, the prep. There's also student certificates. So I suggest printing these out because the hour of code is a really great way to tie in all of your parent volunteers, stakeholders. The more the merrier to kind of help you have all hands on deck. And this is really the best way to really integrate that community in with your classroom. Okay, so now that we have kind of explored that part of it, I know that's always like a little bit fast and furious. Does anyone have any, now is the time to ask any questions if you have anything about like how to get set up or the hour of code or anything like that. Okay, great. If not, feel free to ask my team. They're here for your help. Okay. And the CodeMonkey certificates are really great for student portfolios and all of that kind of thing as well. So I always suggest printing those out. Also, parents love certificates, right? As much as the kids do. So why not award them for all the hard work that they've done? Okay, so we're going to talk about a few of the courses, not all of the courses. We don't have time to explore every single course, but I suggest that you kind of check them out, but we're going to go over some of them. So our Coding Adventure course, like I said, for the hour of code, you don't need to do anything logging in. You can create a teacher trial. It's 30 days, 30 students. You have the ability to track all of the students' progress and see all the lesson plans and all of the stuff that kind of goes with that, kind of make it a little bit longer for your students. But you can just click right here on the start playing. CodeMonkey starts out with a trailer. Basically, Gorilla comes and steals his bananas, and he gets sad, and then he gets mad, and he's ready to go. How CodeMonkey is set up, let me turn down the sound. I never know if you guys can hear the sound, but I'll just turn off the sound for the sake of this. So just some kind of things to note. The text editor is on the right, the stage is on the left, the monkey is here, and these buttons type out for the students. It's not a drag and drop. It just is really easy for them to not get so tied down with spelling or anything like that. And then we can pick up the ruler and kind of measure the distance. So I'm gonna pull up the story map here. So the students work linearly through the coding concepts. So if for some reason I was doing an hour of code in a school and something happened with their their internet, if a student gets exited out of this, just know that they do have to start from the beginning when playing the hour of code version. This happens with a lot of websites that we are not saving their progress except while they're in it. So basically we go through and we click run here, and it will, oh shoot. So sorry, I just realized that my screen was frozen. So let me retrain what I was talking about. So sorry, guys. Sometimes you forget, you know. Okay, so what I was saying here is that when you click on the course here, you can just start logging in and playing right here from the very beginning. So here we are in the CodeMonkey platform, and there's a quick trailer that will kind of show, which is what I discussed, which, sorry that I missed that. I was stuck on the other screen, sometimes happens. But what you can see here is that we have the ruler, we can pick up the ruler. These buttons type out for students, like I said before. So I'm just gonna run this one. It's very scaffolded at the beginning and just really kind of like a clickbait, like really getting them excited about what they can experience here. So it's really designed to start off easier so that it can present more challenge kind of as they go through, and they're getting more confidence as they're going through. So here we see there's some tips and tricks kind of along the bottom. Gordo is our teacher assistant. Oh, sorry, excuse me. So he pops up with any directions. He's always hanging out here. There is a narration feature, and there's also different languages if you need to have that as well, that you can kind of change that. But let's say that I type this out here, and I'm maybe learning math. I'm not really great at knowing that I just need to do that. A lot of kids will just be like, oh, I see it's 15. This is already here. It must need to be here. So what we'll see here is there's also a rating system. So a 3-star is the shortest, most concise answer. A 2-star, it means that I took an extra step. And a 1-star, I like to say, is they're on the struggle bus. They were able to get the banana, but probably didn't master the concept at hand. So it always gives them a little bit of suggestion. Gordo always pops up with those tips and tricks to make their lives a little bit easier. Oh, I'm in the student mode. So now I'm going to go to the next challenge, and we'll see that it starts to kind of build in complexity as it goes, introducing new tools and things like that. So that's Coding Adventure, and they move through the story map, and each world is a different story. So that's just for you guys to know too. Okay, so the next course that we're going to look at is going to be our Banana Tales course. And so Banana Tales is our newest course. The goal is to help this baby monkey eat his bananas. He can't really catch bananas himself, so he has to do that way. So the very first thing that we're going to do here is there's also a trailer. It's super cute. I suggest watching it. For the interest of time, we won't. And then it says, oh no, the twins are separated, and then we need to help feed the baby monkey. So we need to build a path. So first it just introduces them. What I love most about this specifically is it really does look like a real true programmer. We have different tabs, and we have a console and hints down here, and the ability to mute and unmute the sound. And then it also has a graph here where you can see the single squares, because all programming runs also on a X and Y coordinate. Something to note about computer programming itself is 0, 0 is up in the upper left-hand corner. So that's just something to also note for your students. But I love that you can see the grid here. On this one, it's just introducing them that they can click on this and kind of what happens next. Baby's hungry. Now he gets fed by the remote control car. So this is also scored in the same similar manner that Coding Adventure is scored, in which you have the 3-star, 2-star, and 1-star solutions. And then now we're introduced to more of the Python concepts as we kind of go. So we can run this, see what happens as we go through. And when we click on So you saw that I said the giraffe.height, and when that happened, the giraffe's head pops up and he becomes the bridge, because otherwise the banana cannot get to the monkey in the way that we would like it to. And then it proceeds and scaffolds in the same way. This one is also in a story map similar to Coding Adventure, where they work through in the linear way where they can't skip around. Something else I like to note here is there are reference cards located here, which are really nice. So like if the students have a question or they can't remember what the concept is, it is right here. And there's also the teacher notes for every single course, like I mentioned before. Okay. Oops. Okay, so the next course that we're going to discuss is the Game Builder. This is always a very favorited course by our students. Like I said, we can just start playing right here or access the teacher notes and making sure that we're kind of prepped for what we need. Dodo's math is set up in the same way as Coding Adventure is. And the Moonlander is set up in the same way that this Game Builder course is set up as well. So basically what you see over here, and why we suggest it for the older grades, you can tell it's a little bit different in that there's a lot more reading involved. The kids love it, but they do need to read. And so that's just why I say suggested for the much older grades. And so here we have, as in upper elementary, here we have the directions and kind of what we're supposed to do. As we go through, we click run. When we click something, we don't have anything programmed, so our monkey won't actually move. So we have to do something, and here it tells us that we need to add a step inside of this, inside of the on key. And now when I step and I get him to the banana, you'll see that the checks are running along the bottom. All of our courses move through in a linear manner, so the kids really are building and flipping as they're going, but having fun as they do it. Then we introduce something else here with the if key statement, and now the monkey will move forward and backwards, and by the time he gets to the end of the game, but to the end of this course, he's working with chocolate, and when he eats chocolate, the score goes down. So they work on some different like widgets and things like that throughout the course. Okay. So like I said, Coding Adventure and Dodo's Math, they're basically like little partners in crime. We work through those different math concepts. Game Builder and Moonlander are set up in the same way. And then Trivia Chatbot is also the same kind of screen where there's the code, where there's the directions on the left, we're coding in the middle, and then our programming in the middle. And then on the right-hand side, you're either building or creating or kind of working through that on the right-hand side. And then Banana Tail's set similar to Coding Adventure, but full Python. And then we have the CodeMonkey Jr. And CodeMonkey Jr. is app-based. There's no reading. It's just symbols, actually, arrows to kind of get the monkey to where he needs to be to collect the bananas. Wow, going way too fast. Okay. Oops. Okay, so now that we have explored some of the courses of Coding Adventure, we just like to kind of discuss a little bit about how if you have a teacher account, you're able to basically track students' progress. So I do want to show you a little bit of that just so you have kind of the ability to kind of see that. Just get there really quickly. And I'm also going to answer this question. Debbie, this is a great question. She wanted to know what is the cost for the Hour of Code courses, and the Hour of Code courses do not have a cost. They are completely free. We offer those throughout actually the whole year. So it's always there for you. There's never a timeline for the Hour of Code courses because Hour of Code really, we like to say, doesn't always have to be only during the computer science week. Okay, So here I am on the CodeMonkey platform, and I just want to like quickly run through things. Nothing there. We do have, like I said, fully guided lesson plans for you for everything. In case you needed it, we also have certificates for things like that and tutorials to help you kind of get set up, and all of that is pretty easy. But what's nice about the Hour of Code, at least signing up for a teacher trial and kind of checking out the platform, is for this progress page, because if you have any questions about student solutions, you're not able to actually see it during the Hour of Code. So in case, this really helps like your parent volunteers be able to kind of see that. So kind of skip through. We have a lesson mode, easy ability to add students, all of that good kind of stuff. But the progress page here is when the students have a login created, their progress is being reported back to you. So you have the ability to see exactly how it is that they're doing. And then up here in green for all of our courses, we have the solutions for you. So you're not going and hunting any of that kind of stuff down. So that's just something to note and something we like to keep in mind throughout the course or throughout the Hour of Code week, just in case. So then that way you're not, you know, hunting for information. I know kids would ask me a question, I'd be like, and I don't want to be like that. I really want to know that that's there for them. Okay. What was I gonna say? Okay. Lost my train of thought. You can also extend these activities a little bit longer. So with the teacher trial, you have access also to the tracking of all of the Hour of Code courses. So you can also limit the students' progress. So maybe they see you for the whole week and you only want them to do 10 challenges and then 10 challenges the next day. So then they won't be able to move too progressively, or you can just open it up for them, or you can do a lesson plan for them as well. I do see, I'm just going to stop and take this question just now before we're kind of nearing the end here, but just so you know, where can you get the certificates of the CodeMonkey game? Is it after a challenge is completed or the Hour of Code? Within all of the teacher notes, you can find the certificates there. So there's no like guessing or checking during, I mean, not guessing. There's no, you're not needing to log in or anything like that. It's just right there within the Hour of Code notes page. But great question. So we do have a fully, so we went over the progress page, and then we do have this lesson mode here. So let's say you really wanted to extend the Hour of Code a little bit longer. You really wanted students to be able to try the platform itself. We do have a lesson mode, and with all of our lessons within our courses, they always start out with an unplugged activity, then there's playtime, and then there's some time for debrief. So once you begin a lesson, then the students go into lesson mode and only can access the challenges within that lesson. So that's just kind of something to keep in mind for you as well. Just switching my screens here. All right, so we've explored the courses and we've talked about the courses. The CodeMonkey Jr, remember, is for our pre-readers, Coding Adventure, Doda Does Math, Game Builder, Banana Tales, Trivia Chatbot, and the Moonlander. Now we're gonna leave some time for questions. And for you to, for some questions. Okay. So, Michael had sent a question regarding, can you see the solutions other than on the progress tab? Unfortunately, you can only see the student solutions. I mean, as the students are going through, you can always see their solutions as they're working on the page, but unfortunately you cannot see the student solutions except for in the progress page. You're able to see the answers for the solutions and the student solutions as well. You can click on any of the stars within the progress tab and you'll actually be able to see exactly how they solved it in a real life animation. So that's kind of cool. this was another great question. Is there a limit to how many classes you can set up during the trial? Each teacher is allotted, when you sign up for the teacher trial, 30 students, 30 days. But you can access the hour of code throughout the rest of the year. Also, if you have a co-teacher, you can add them to it, and then you guys can both have access to that student data and information as well. There's a good question here. Are there any unplugged activities? There was one there throughout the lesson plans in Coding Adventure. There are unplugged lessons, but specifically for like Hour of Code, we don't have anything like specifically unplugged for students. And then Shelly, good question. I found that sites like Scratch and Code.org are sometimes very hard to access during CS Ed Week due to heavy traffic. And I agree. I know that when I was teaching in the classroom, that I know that was a very hard thing that kind of happened. We have not experienced issues. I can't say that it won't happen, as there are thousands of people across the country doing the Hour of Code. It's now worldwide. It started very small, but now worldwide everyone is using it during not the Hour of Code week, the CS Ed week. So like I said, I cannot 100% promise that there hasn't been anything, but typically there has not been any issues with that during the week. But I think you can always kind of expect it during the CS Ed week. But I do know sites like Scratch and Code.org very often do experience that. So I think it's nice to have something external kind of there. You have to think that everyone's funneling into Hour of Code, to Code.org for those activities. So I think if you have some things bookmarked separately, it makes it a little bit easier. Mark, did you have a chance to share that document?
I'll do that right now.
Okay, great. Mark is also sharing a great resource for you for Hour of Code week. So just suggest,
Sorry.
you got it?
No, that was
I think I caught him off guard. Oops.
That was the wrong week. I think they would have been interested in my work. Okay, there we go.
And I will, oh, that's not the right one, Mark.
Okay, we'll fix this.
Okay, so just 1 second, we'll send that document to you. This document that Mark sent out was accidental. It was my notes page, so I don't think any of you guys need that, my outline. Sometimes it happens though. Do you see it, Mark?
I am doing a deep dive through my email here. I apologize, everyone.
It's all good. I found it. We're ready to go. Okay, so this is a blog created by our marketing team on some steps to have a successful Hour of Code. So just some extra tips and tricks for you during this great fun event. So to honor that, and if there are no other questions today, we want to just thank you for joining our webinar for the 2019 Hour of Code. Remember to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at CodeMonkeySTU. And then if there's any questions or anything that you guys have, please feel free to reach out to myself or anyone on our team. We're happy to help you assist for the Hour of Code. And we hope that you have an amazing Hour of Code week. And remember to write code, catch bananas, and save the world. Bye, everybody.